Hey, Nakai.
Hey, Blain.
How's it going?
Good. Why are you so happy?
'Cause I don't have to go to work today. And you might be like, Blain, why are you awake so early if you don't have to go to work?
That is a good question. Why are you awake so early?
Do you think I want... There's a pickles. Do you think I want to waste my whole day off without a wife sleeping?
That you're going to have a daughter.
Yes, and she's probably going to be sleeping for the next 6 hours. So what we do last night?
We watched Elimination Chamber.
Did you want to talk about it?
I'm not a... I like wrestling-ish.
In moderation.
Yes.
Which is the main reason we don't watch it anymore, is because it's like, no, I don't have 3 hours on Monday and 2 hours on Tuesday and 4 hours every second Sunday, it seems.
Yeah.
So I'm a little picky and choosy. Picky and choosy.
I'm picky and choose.
I'm picky and choosy.
Yeah. We pick and choose which ones we want to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And last night was the Elimination Chamber.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I wanted to watch it
Yeah.
is because it was a women's... Yes, it was the first ever women's tag team championship.
Decided in an elimination chamber.
Decided in an elimination
Now,
chamber.
we're so out of the loop, we had no idea who the tag teams were going to be.
No, it was a big surprise to us.
You didn't even know who the Iconics were.
No.
Who else was in there?
Mandy Rose.
Yeah, and then Sonya.
And Sonya. Carmella and
Oh,
Naomi.
yeah, that one was great.
I
Because, like,
enjoyed
she
that
comes
one.
out and it's like FABOLOUS. Dun, dun, dun. And then all of a sudden it's like the feel the glow. Yeah. It's just like, I'm down with this.
Yeah, and Nia Jax and Tamina.
Tamina
And-
Snuka. Big bad bitches. That one was my favorite tag team.
And who else was there?
For those of you not familiar with wrestling, a lot of female wrestlers look like you expect female wrestlers to look. They're
Tiny and pretty. And
and muscular too. Like, they train like motherfuckers. Don't get me wrong. No disrespect.
They could still kick your ass in a fight.
Yeah. But Nia Jax
And
was
Tamina.
But I'm doing it separately. Like, Nia Jax was a plus size model before she came to the WWE.
Yeah.
Plus,
She's Samoan.
she's part of the Anoi family. I keep saying it wrong.
Anai.
The family that The Rock came from.
Yeah, because she's The Rock's cousin.
Something like that. Yeah. She's related. So she comes from like wrestling royalty, and she's just this big bad bitch. I fucking love her. And then Tamina Snuka, the reason she's called Tamina Snuka is because her dad was Superfly Snuka.
Yes.
Right? So I mean, you just got these big bad bitches, and it's just like,
And they are... And it's nice to see them in there too, because
yeah.
it shows that they don't have to look a certain way.
No, well, and they are branching out from that, because I mean, like, we talked about this too. Is like women's wrestling went from like a sideshow, like literally like bra and panties matches, to, I think, more enjoyable than what a lot of the dudes are doing.
Well, the Elimination Chamber, there was the women's tag team.
Yeah.
And then there was the heavy... I don't know. There was another belt on the line for the men. Anyways.
It's a sustainable belt. I love Daniel Bryan's heel roll.
I do too, but...
Oh, sorry, you go.
I found the women put on a better match. And yes, we know wrestling is fake. We get it. It's still
I don't know.
fun
I'd
to
probably
watch.
tie them.
I enjoyed...
I enjoyed the women's match. Like, it was great. Don't get me wrong. And there was some cool shit. But something about Kofi Kingston's storytelling.
Oh, yes. That
Because
man
that's what it is. Like a good wrestling match has good storytelling because yeah, it's a story. Like I'm defending that I like wrestling.
I'm not defending that like it. I enjoy it, and there's.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I buy in.
It's just like a soap opera.
Yeah, and I've been saying that since the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
But you know, you could tell who's better and who's not. Mm-hmm. You know, so shout out to Sasha and Bailey, first ever women's, and those two have put on or been involved some of like the best. The bar was Lita and Trish. Like that's just what the bar of female wrestling was, right? Because there was a lot of other good competitors that came through.
China.
They never really let China be, like, she was a woman wrestler, but they never let her be.
Like, China was the first Nia Jax and Tamina
and there's been some other ones that have come through that have.
But they didn't let China wrestle.
Well, China, they thought Triple H thought it would be funny if because she was like a jacked weightlifter chick, right? They thought it'd be funny if they brought in a jacked weightlifter chick as not funny like haha laugh at her funny, but like as a heel, your bodyguard
is a woman.
Is this and a jacked up woman too, right? Like she was fucking jacked. It's just too bad the darkness got her in the end. But but that life is hard.
Yes.
Like they're on the road all the time.
I'm impressed with how far they have come with all the women in wrestling.
What I appreciate about it too is like they made it undeniable. Mm-hmm. Like it was like, yeah, we're this little sideshow, and then they just made it. It's like, look, our matches are too good. You have to put us on. You have to main event us. You have to stop calling us divas.
That was a big one, is when they stopped calling them divas. It's like, you know, they are divas. They are very...
they're still the show Total Divas.
But they are... It's more than that. Like, they are more than that, because there is so many little girls who watch wrestling.
Yeah.
That it's nice that they have these strong women role models.
Yeah, it's like anything, right? It's like anything where you're like, oh man, I would love to do that, but I can't. And it's like, I think Gary Vee says it's like, find somebody who looks like you who did it and model your and
emulate them.
Like, for example, I always enjoyed wrestling. I enjoyed like wrestling around with friends and stuff and whatever. And I'm like, man, that'd be so cool to like be a professional wrestler, but I couldn't do it, right? Because I'm too short.
Yeah.
I'm taller than Daniel Bryan. You just, you look at all the things and it's like, am I saying I could have been the next Daniel Bryan? No. What I'm saying is the excuse I made for myself, there are people out there who have that same excuse and did it. And which one do I have? Other girls want to be a princess. I want to be a vampire.
You don't want to be a princess.
You can tell I just grab coffee cups in the morning and not pay attention.
Yeah. The
other day I was drinking out of Best Wave ever. But yeah, no, so like with little girls, they were like, oh man, I'd love to do something like that, but I couldn't. Well, yeah, you can, because it can be done, right? And insert thing you want to do here, find somebody who looks like you who did it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right?
No, but just, I was impressed with it, and I love watching the progression of the women's division in wrestling, because they fight a lot harder.
They seem like they have
for a while.
Yeah. That's the exact phrase I was looking for. But there's a lot of female sports that are like female soccer versus male soccer. Male soccer, right? You know, female soccer, you know, blood all over the face. I'm good, right? Like I admire toughness, like, right? And a lot of these women are showing this toughness that, you know, 20 years ago nobody thought was possible.
And the other thing that, like, the the women's division shows is you don't have to be a jacked up, pardon? But it used to be, if you were a strong woman in sports, you were a lesbian.
Oh, yeah, because you were, yeah.
That was the stereotype then.
There's a lot of stereotypes that are getting broken down.
But it's nice to see that these women are like, no, I can still be pretty. I can still be feminine. And I can still kick the living snot out of you. Well,
and I noticed, too, that there's a little more, they could be, like, Paige came in, right? Paige came in and tried to be, like, by the way, Wrestling with My Family.
Fighting with My Family.
Fighting with My Family. That movie looked great. But Paige came in, right? And she, like, tried to be, her first go-around, a diva, right? Like, what was accepted. And it didn't work. So the next time she came in, she's just like, fuck it, I'm a goth chick, so I'm going to be a goth chick. And other than that neck injury...
Yeah.
Like, she was a beast. And people always crave something that is refreshing and different. You know, like the same old, like, eventually eventually what's exciting and different becomes same old, and you need something else that's fresh and exciting and different. It's just human nature. You gotta go to work.
I gotta go to work.
All right. You know, I might just go back to bed, have a nap. Also, apparently we're doing a 2-for-1 video today because on Friday I forgot to make our video public.
You had one fucking job.
Yeah, and then tomorrow we're going to talk about the Forrest Gump thing. Weekdays I wake up grumpy, weekends I let her sleep in.
Till tomorrow, folks.